All right, we're going to be talking about long lead skills and some of the most fundamental but most important parts to having your dog on a long lead. The first one being is that, well, you need a long lead. Now, there's tons of long leads out there. I prefer myself the round ones just because of holding, but right now I've got two long leads that have been attached to each other that are flat. These are my regular walking leads. I just happened to attach them with, they've got little extra lobster claws. We're going to use that for today's demonstration. The first thing about a long lead is being able to reel it in. When reeling in the long lead, you want to begin to make a bow. So what I mean by that is you're going to begin with the top loop and pull the bottom loop. That's how you begin a bow, but we're obviously not going to tie it into one. This is probably the most important skill to have with a long lead because you're giving your dog quite a bit of freedom, and something could come around the corner like a person walking their dog or maybe some traffic. Hopefully you're not too close to traffic. But being able to reel in the lead fast and in a way that doesn't put your hands at risk. What I mean is a lot of people will loop things like this and now you are just asking to have a broken knuckle. Don't do that. Taking in a long lead means you're going to need to space out about how much you would naturally gather up in one loop. What I mean by that is one of these, that brings about a foot of lead back in rather fast. And I like to measure it out by loosely holding out my arms to their side. That feels about right. And putting a knot in the lead. So every about 1.5 to 2 feet, have a way to feel where your lead is at in your hand at any given moment. So you know, oh, I feel a knot. I can loop it, knot, loop. You get the point. The other thing about a knot is that a knot is going to be your emergency brake. Instead of having the dog with 30 feet of momentum going forward and you're attached right here, we're going to have a knot so that if the dog starts going forward at a high rate, we can step on the lead and the knot will stop the lead from going underneath your feet. At home, I recommend practicing this without your dog on the lead first so you get really good at reeling in the lead and really good at letting out some of the lead. And then next, you're going to need a dog. I would go to a location like your backyard, maybe the front yard, a private park, whatever it might be, a place that you can practice without too many distractions. Attach your dog and practice bringing in the lead. Here's the fun part though. When it comes to letting it out, bring a couple treats on you, toss a treat, go practice letting it out. When your dog comes back to you, practice reeling it in, letting it out, and Bandit, come, reeling it in. Good job. That way you feel comfortable and confident going out into big open places with so much freedom allowed to your dog. These are highly recommended for snifaris so that your dog doesn't feel any tension behind them and they can move as freely as possible without being off a lead.